Hi, I'm Michelle Sterling for Friends of Science Society and for CLINTEL. I have an important message from Dr. Berkhout, the president of CLINTEL, a message that he's sending to the leaders of the world. He says, while green activists and banksters push for green strings to be tied to the economic recovery from COVID-19, and Mark Morano at Climate Depot continues to document these crazy schemes, CLINTEL, the group of more than 800 scientists, scholars, and professionals who reject climate hysteria, have a new letter from Dr. Guus Berkhout, and I will read some excerpts to you. Don't fight nature, but adapt to it. After lifting the COVID-19 lockdown, national parliaments must oppose the green social agendas of supranational organizations to construct a perfect Earth. Instead of spending trillions of dollars on fighting autonomous changes due to natural variability, they should focus on adapting to those changes. Believing computer models is believing the makers. Decisions about the comings and goings of society are increasingly taken by naive politicians who have a rock-solid faith in the outcome of computer models and unproven technologies. The belief that people can solve all problems with supercomputers, the ideology of constructing a top-down perfect Earth, has grown strongly in recent years. By linking computer-controlled policies to supranational governance, a utopic society is being engineered in which many believe that all current global problems can be solved. But the reality is very different. The climate debate in recent years and the coronavirus chaos of today show that the prophesied blessings of the politically engineered green society do not exist. We are collectively being pushed in the wrong direction. National parliaments have become puppets of mighty supranational organizations. The illusion of total engineering. Unfortunately, we see that this foolish political engineering is now in full swing. Predictions of computer models are embraced by supranational bodies, translated into global policies, and then adopted by national governments. However, experience has shown that these computer predictions and centralist policy guidelines lead to false conclusions and impossible solutions. They promise certainties that do not exist, and they advocate measures that are counterproductive. Critics who point this out are silenced. Topical examples are the climate debate and the corona crisis. Natural variability in terms of climate change. The Earth's history shows that climate change is caused by a complex combination of big natural forces over which humans have little control, little influence. The UN's climate organizations, the UNFCCC and IPCC, coordinates global scientific research on the cause of climate change with the aid of computer models. In the past decades, these models have predicted extreme global warming due to anthropogenic carbon dioxide, CO2, emissions. But in real life, these predictions never materialized. Despite the hard fact that the predictions were always wrong, the IPCC concluded that human CO2 is the culprit. By continuously repeating the mantra that we're heading for an irreversible climate crisis, citizens have become frightened, and national governments feel morally obliged to adopt the low-carbon IPCC policies. In recent years, this has led to great social unrest and extremely expensive climate measures, without any measurable effect. Again, these are the hard facts. Natural variability in terms of virus outbreaks. The history of pandemics show that virus outbreaks are caused by changes on a microbiological scale. Coronaviruses are constantly changing themselves by undergoing a complex genetic recombination. This leads to new genotypes, followed by unexpected outbreaks. Like climate change, humans have little influence on this. Unfortunately, the policy advising virologists turned out to have little knowledge of how corona aerosols do spread from human to human, being crucial physical knowledge for making effective measures. Similar to the climate debate, computer predictions were presented with great certainties, but they always put citizens on the wrong track. Think of the contradictory flows of information about wearing masks for all, the necessity to carry out tests, the number of IC beds required, the immunity of children, the need for closing national borders, etc., etc. In November, the COVID-19 virus broke out in the Chinese city of Wuhan, and in mid-January, the models of the UN Health Organization, the WHO, told the world that no human-to-human infection could take place. And even in February, the WHO did not start ringing her alarm bells. Just as in the climate debate, critics were silenced. Think of the Chinese doctor Li Wenliang. Instead of providing the world with reliable advice, citizens were frightened and national governments were morally forced to adopt the confusing WHO measures. We should pay tribute to the healthcare providers who continued diligently to do their work in this political chaos. Experience shows that adaptation to change always works, whatever the cause of change may be. Forms of life that were unable to do so have not survived. Changes are part of life. The success of future societies will depend on the ability to adapt to change. Yes, adaptation. By trying to stop autonomous changes with social green agendas, we are collectively heading in the wrong direction. History tells us over and over again that politically engineered utopias have always failed. That's a letter by Dr. Guus Berkhout, who is the Emeritus Professor of Geophysics and President of CLINTEL. CLINTEL is the global organization of more than 800 scientists, scholars, and professionals who declare that there is no climate emergency and we do have time. For Friends of Science Society, I'm Michelle Sterling.